This video is going to be a lot shorter than the last one, but I am going to just sort of keep talking. I don't really have any prepared information to go through, but I did have a thought today, or after I did the last video. I wanted to talk about something that really weighed on my mind a lot after I left the church in 2004. I say I left the church, yeah, I was gone, I wasn't there, but I was still thinking like a Scientologist, I was still acting like a Scientologist, I was still thinking that I believed in Scientology, and it was just the church itself, the organization, the management, David Miscavige, that was not following L. Ron Hubbard's policy, and that's why I wasn't happy with the church, and that's why things weren't going well. But what I wanted to talk about was a friend of mine. I say he's a friend of mine, and we still do talk, and I never really acted too much of a friend to him, but thinking of where I was and where my head was at, and being in a destructive money cult, then kind of hard to imagine you actually do have friends. But before I talk about this guy, I do want to say I did watch my first video again last night, and I don't want to say I'm pleased with it. It's a very long video, but I had to do it for myself. It was very cathartic to do that, to sort of just lay it all out. Now, there's a lot of details I've left out, and then I'll try to cover later specific stories or specific incidents that happened. But the people that you work with on staff, they care about you greatly. They are good people. I can't think of very many people in the church that I worked with that are not people that wouldn't give you the shirt off of their back. That being said, you're all in this shithole together, and the things that you do in the name of your religion are unspeakable. They're horrible, But everyone that's there is there to help. If that makes any fucking sense. So, what I want to talk about before I go off on a long spiel again is how I helped destroy someone's career. He was a young man. In 2002, he got signed to the Minnesota Twins. His name is Alex Merrickx. He was an amazing pitcher. He got drafted right out of high school. Okay. All right. So, sorry I got interrupted there. What I was talking about was people who work for the church. Most of the people that I worked with, very good people, would give you the shirt off their back, whatever. What I really wanted to talk about was how someone's career was destroyed, and how I had something to do with that, and for years it really bothered me. It's a guy named Alex Merrickx, and he got signed in 2002, Minnesota Twins. I don't remember who got him in. I think it was the Monica Galler, the PS, or Jason Rutland. Somebody got him in, and he started on some auditing right away. Now, it was known from the beginning that he was a special public, meaning someone that you want to love bomb. This whole love bomb idea that people talk about, like Chris Shelton, and anyone who's been in Scientology as a staff member will experience that. And what it is, it's just everyone flows you so much admiration and respect and consideration, and listens to all of your concerns or issues. They want you to be sure that they want you to feel comfortable in knowing that your interests are theirs, so that you open that pocketbook up open wide. What I did with Alex was and this happened with a few people throughout my time as the FSMIC, which is Field Staff Member in Charge, which is a real loose term, and like I said, you change jobs a lot. I did a lot of different things on staff, but one of the things that I was really good at was recovering people, doing call-in, talking to people that were blown from the church, people who were no longer doing services, getting them back in. I wasn't really great at getting people started, but as far as keeping people in, I was pretty good at that because I had a lot of issues myself with the church, so people had a lot of common ground with me. In the church, I would call it reality. Like, they had a lot of reality with me because I had so many issues. I was so out of ethics, right? That it was easier for people to come in and talk to someone who wasn't a total, lifer. To give them a little bit of play between being a fully responsible Scientologist and somewhere in between that and being just a public that's, what they call namby-pamby dilettantes, half in, half out, just there to get a little bit of benefit, but aren't really thinking about the future and the well-being of mankind for the next trillion years. So I got partnered up with Alex Merrick's on something called therapeutic TRs. And we did these TRs, and you can look them up on YouTube and see what they are, but they're communication drills. And what they really end up doing is conditioning you to fall in line. I mean, it's a way for them it's a way to handle acknowledgments, which are basically to put a full stop to a communication. So if someone's trying to communicate to you and you don't want them to, you can stop that communication and then control that communication in a direction that you want it to go. Another drill is literally physical control. There's a drill called 8C that trains a person to use hands-on physical control on people. And this course that Alex and that I twinned with him on was all of the communication drills. And Alex felt like he had a lot of benefit out of these. I feel like it was a lot of fun to do that with him. Some of the things that you do in TRs are somewhat beneficial because in life you get people who are hostile towards you all the time. So one of the things that's really beneficial about the TRs is people pushing your buttons. And you find buttons that get a reaction out of this person. So with Alex, he's a black guy and a baseball player and very intelligent. So there were a lot of times in the course room when we were doing TRs where I would pull the race card and tell him he was just stupid, and a lot of other very unsavory remarks. But he really felt empowered by confronting these things, and they didn't have any power over him. And what that stands to do in Scientology, TRs are one of the things that you really get started pretty early on. It's one of the first actions on the bridge if you get auditing, TRs and objectives. And what it really does is it allows you, it puts you in a state of mind to where you are now in sync with the rest of the organization, how they communicate, how you handle an acknowledgement, how you refuse to communicate, how you control people, and how you don't acknowledge people. What things do you not acknowledge? Considerations, and within the time that he got signed to the baseball team, within probably 6 months, and I don't know how much exactly he got, how much money he got, but I do know because we've talked since, and he probably spent around $350,000 on auditing services and tapes, lectures, books, CDs, extension courses for his family. He got his sister involved. He tried to get his folks involved, friends, and all this is going on while he is actually starting his career in baseball, professional minor league baseball, or I can't remember if it was minor or major. I think he got signed to the minors. He was pitching at, upper 90s, almost 100. I mean, when I met him, he was pitching at 100, pretty damn close to 100. And I remember he would show me how he would pitch, and when he would throw, even without a ball, he would throw and he would break the wind. You'd hear an unbelievable talent, very young, had everything in the world going for him, And the organization that I was in basically just sucked him dry, Over time, we got more and more disconnected, as I was saying yesterday in the video, because of my ethics, and I'm back and forth. You're always all over the place. And they like to have people like me who can identify and relate to people who aren't really fully in, so that they can, you give them one of your positive benefits out of Scientology, and it sort of helps to keep them in the fold. And then they'll take their, all-star registrar and sit them down in front of the person and get them to pay big money. And eventually, Jim Hamry and Adam Guidry, they got a lot of money out of Alex. And after years of thinking about this, I contacted him and started telling him, look, there were some things that weren't right. It started really, really innocuously. Like, I wanted to feel him out. I wasn't sure if he was still a believer, and I wasn't sure if he wanted to, accept the idea that he had been so wrongfully treated. So that process took, several years, to just sort of slowly reconnect with him and see what he thought about it. And come to find out, he's doing well right now. He's investing in Bitcoin. He's got a good startup going. I'm still in touch with him. I love it. I love him and his family dearly, and I feel extremely terrible about everything that happened. But that is what I wanted to talk about. Just one little example, and I'll keep making videos and just explaining my experience. It's actually been just in the 1 or 2 videos. This is my second video. So the first video I did was extremely long, and I know that this format isn't really the best format, but it's the only way I know how to do this, is to sit in front of a camera and just talk about what happened. Maybe later I'll be able to put some things into better perspective, and maybe explain how exactly I got out of the thinking part of it, because that's really the hardest part. You get out, you're glad to be out. You don't want to get sucked back into the nightmare of ethics, heavy ethics, and responsibility. And I have a lot to say about responsibility and what that means in Scientology versus what it means in the WOG world. But like I said, in the future I'll do some videos that maybe will have a little more substance to them. But as of right now, it's really just, I'm doing this for therapeutic reasons. So please be patient with me, and I will try to make the content more interesting for you as time goes along. So I better get back to work now. I just had a few minutes. Sorry the video got cut in half, but I'll get you some more information soon. And I hope that this helps people. I really do, because the people that spoke out before me, all the way back into the 70s and 80s, and all these people that have done something contributed to me getting myself free from the as Alex Gibney and Lawrence Wright call it, the prison of belief. And that is what it is. It is definitely a prison of belief. I feel like I'm 34 years old, and I feel like I'm starting my life over now. And talking about it greatly helps. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you're interested in what I have to say. And in the future, I'll add some more content, and some of it might not be Scientology related, but it's all related to me the same. Thanks very much. Have a great day, and happy Mother's Day.